What's all up, my bodywork maniacs? Tyler here at the Running Bear Central. Today's project, we're going to do a little glass repair or a little fiberglass. A couple things you need is a cup. I like the brush from the Dollar Tree, 3-pack for $1.25. Some mat from your local paint store, some fiberglass mat, some scissors, some hardener, and I like the Evercoat fiberglass resin. You'll want a dust mask when you're doing this for the fumes. Oh, don't forget the 40 grit on a belt sander or whatever application you're using, but a thick grit. I've already got our pieces cut up, different sizes. Got quite a few here. I got some different shaped pieces for the second spot that we're gonna fix. And the first thing is grab your air and let's prep. Let's move you down here with some 40 grit. Prep these two areas. Need a blowgun. Sorry if I got you there. Alright, so right now, let's see where we're at. Right now I have 30 parts. In the summer when it's 90 degrees out, you probably want to do like 8 or 10 drops per 30 parts. When it's the middle of the winter, I do like 14 or 15. It takes an hour or so to dry. So we're gonna do, so we got some extra time, we're gonna do 8 or 9 drops. And let's make sure we got everything prepped. I might do the top of this. I don't know, I don't want to do the top of this though. I came over quite a bit so we can get this. I'm probably gonna go a little bit more right here just to make sure. Where's the crack at? Oh, the crack's small. Crack's right here. So that's good there. We'll get some here, and then we're gonna build this up. Now, you don't want to put too little on here. You want to put more because you can always file it down. You're gonna have this bumper on and off multiple times. Also, I like, this is from a little solar panel I bought for trickle charging cars, but I like this. I can put my pieces in here and get them flipped over both sides with resin on them, fiberglass resin. So I like this little carrier here, little plate that I can clean off after it dries up. So let's get started. This is what I would consider a drop. I'll count them out here. See which one I've been using. Not that one. Thought I had an opened one. There we go. Alright, yes. Alright, so we ready? I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll do 10 just to make sure. It's hot, but we can always make more. It's easy to make more. Make sure you mix it up really well. It'll go brown. Stinks. Stinks. You guys need a dust mask. Different shapes is always good. You're gonna need your gloves. Don't forget gloves. Please don't forget the gloves. Without it, it's nasty. Get it on both sides of the fiberglass. Get it right here really good. On the back side of your bumper. And then you can start with piece 1. You don't need no tape or nothing, just set it up there, pat it down. You can use your brush. Some people like the roller, which is fine, which is good for different areas, but I like the brush in spots like this. You can even dump a little out on your tray for when you put your pieces in there. I would try to focus on one section at a time in case it does harden up. This does give you a lot of leeway of when it's gonna harden up. It'll start getting chunky. Use your brush to pat that up in there. You know, it's you want to mix and match them. You don't want to put them all on the same. You want them to interlock. You want them to like tie each other up. I know you can keep things like this to use 3 or 4 or 5 times with this fiberglass. Now, obviously not the brushes, of course, but like the tray and the cups, you can clean them back out. I've never had a problem with reusing them. I should be using the brush there. You just dab it until it's not white no more. It's easy to tell. It's all glossy and soaking wet. You can always put it extra over the edges because it'll get hard as a brick and you just trim it down. I like doing glass work. It's fun, it's easy. If you're doing it right. I mean, you'll know if you're doing it wrong, because it's just, you'll know if you're doing it wrong because it will not be strong, number one. Number two, it won't be hardened. And number three, you'll have a bunch of white strings that aren't hard either. So I like using different sizes, pieces, shapes. So you can put 2 in there at a time. Looks like this is starting to chunk up a little bit. It's alright. Make it as thick as you want. You can always take it out. If you're trying to get this to wrap over the edge, you take a piece of tape and wrap it around. I'm not too concerned about that right now. Crisscross all your pieces. That'll help tie it all in. I think that'll be really nice. Okay, onto this spot. I made marks of how wide I need to be. I should probably be using a filler, but a fiberglass filler, but I wanted to do the video with the mat, and the mat's definitely more stronger. So we'll definitely stick with the mat for now. Looks like I need some shorter pieces. Dedicate you a pair of scissors to this, because you're going to want to. Don't take your wife's scissors from the house. She might get a little upset at you. She ain't going to want them back. Put all your pieces down. Make it a little quicker, put them all in there. I don't even know if I'll be using all these. because it might be, I don't want it too crazy thick. And what I'll probably do is still use the filler, because I don't want to wrap these over the edge, because they'll make a rounded edge, and I need a nice square tight edge. You can always take more. I don't like that piece. You know, and if you got extra pieces, I recommend using them. If you got extra glue or resin, fiberglass resin. I'm gonna cut this guy off and place him somewhere else even. Be careful when you're doing that, because it will move around. It's very slippery. And you start getting them intertwined like that, and you start pulling on them again, it starts moving them all. So you got to be careful with that. Those are set. I really like that. Don't worry about this edge. And see, I have an extra piece, so I'm going to get this extra, I don't know why I set those there, but I'm going to get this extra piece used up. It's starting to get a little chunky, but it's still usable. It's completely fine. Flip that guy. I'm going to put him over here. Somewhere. And then once it's started to sit a little bit, you can come back and re-dab it. Make sure everything's sat where you want it. I would dab this, but I don't want to, it's going to move around, and I like the way it's sitting, so I'm not going to dab it. Take the gloves off. Just throw these to the side. And you can see, let's get us a nice view. So you can't even tell really, it's the same as what they use, it looks like. See, I'm going to cut this. When that gets hard, I'll trim this off. This is still shiny, so that's going to flake off. It will not stick to that white where it's drooling down. So, and from there, we know it'll have strength in it. We can just use a little mud because it'll be so thin. But you guys, I hope you learned something. If you did, tell me in the comments, or just give me a like or a thumbs up, and keep watching them. We appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.